All right, we'll call this meeting to order. It's Monday, February 26, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. This is a regular meeting of the Bellflower City Council. Call to order, please. Roll call.
Councilmember Morse.
Here.
Councilmember Sanchez.
Here.
Councilmember Santinas.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dutton.
Here.
Mayor Coops.
Here. All right, we're going to ask Ryan now to announce the closed session items.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You have a closed session this evening for two items. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, 2 matters. Significant exposure to litigation.
Hey, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a request in form of a motion to add an item to tonight's closed session agenda. The item pertains to real property negotiation of assessor parcels number 7109-013-800, also 7109-013-801, and 7109-013-0900, also 7109-013-036, and last but not least, 7109-013-037. The urgency arises for the need to promptly discuss the implications of a recently acquired information regarding these parcels. I asked for a 4/5 vote to add this to the agenda. The matter arose after the posting of the agenda on February 22nd, 24, and cannot wait for a special meeting notice. Time is of the essence on this, I believe.
All right, so we need a motion to allow this to go
I
forward.
made the motion.
You have a
I'll
motion,
second
and a
it.
second, and a 4/5
I
vote.
believe I have to recuse myself from these parcels, for these items. Sorry, not these parcels.
That would be
Right, so
correct.
the record showed that Ms. Morris will be recusing herself, but we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Ray Dutton, supported by Councilmember Sanchez. Please poll the council.
Councilmember Sanchez.
Aye.
Councilmember Santinas.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Dutton.
Aye.
Mayor Coops.
Aye. All right, so is there any other conflicts or anything, or I guess not, and we'll now prepare to go to closed session
With the 3 items.
with, 3 items. All right, we'll call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the Bellflower City Council. It's Monday, February 26th. It's 7:04 or 5. Well, it's 7 o'clock. We got on time. We have met in closed session, and there are no reportable actions. And so at this time, we'll have the roll call. Myra, please.
Councilmember Morse.
Here.
Councilmember Sanchez.
Here.
Councilmember Santinas.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dutton.
Aye.
Mayor Coops.
Here.
Here.
Aye.
Everybody's present. Next, we'll have the invocation. That'll be offered tonight by Councilmember Wendy Morris. That'll be followed immediately by Pledge of Allegiance, Elizabeth Orber, Director of Planning and Building Services. So please stand with me.
Lord, I come before you and I ask for a special measure of safety for the members of our military, first responders, and our law enforcement as they protect and serve our nation and our city. I also ask for wisdom and grace for our city staff and my fellow council members as we work together to serve the best interests of our community. I know this evening in our city there are members of our community that have heart. And I pray for a measure of peace for our community members.
Please place your right hand over your heart and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll have our council comments, and I'll start off by announcing that Bellflower business owners and operators have an opportunity to participate with 37 Oaks a commerce development company that helps product entrepreneurs scale and diversify through e-commerce, wholesale storefronts, and pop-ups. The city continues to partner with 37 Oaks to offer a 10-course certified program that is designed to help and support our local product-based merchant. For more information, you can visit www.37oaks.com/Bellflower. Mayor Pro Tem Ray Dutton.
Thank you, Mayor. Are you looking for a career change? The Southeast Los Angeles County Workforce Development Board is here to help. You can meet with a job coach and learn more about the hiring trends on Monday, March 11th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the C. Robert Lee Activity Center located at 21815 Pioneer Boulevard in Hawaiian Gardens. For questions, please call 562-484-5052. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Dutton. Councilmember Wendy Morris, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Spanish-speaking Bellflower business owners and residents have an opportunity to enroll in a free 8-week program that will help with starting, growing, and operating a business. The spring 2024 course is now open for registration. Classes will be held every Wednesday, beginning March 6th through April 24th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Bellflower City Hall. For more information, please call 714-627-2671. Thank you.
Councilmember Victor Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Bellflower. The Bellflower Chamber of Commerce invites businesses, service clubs, and the community to join their next monthly morning mingle, which will take place tomorrow, February 27th, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. For more information, please call the Bellflower Chamber of Commerce at 562-867-1744. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Sonny Santinez.
Thank you, Mayor. The Fair Housing Foundation will be holding a fair housing workshop at Bellflower City Hall in the Green Room from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Thursday, March 7, 2024, for the city of Bellflower. This workshop is free and open to the public. Attendees will learn about how they are protected under fair housing laws, what their rights and responsibilities as tenants and landlords are, and how to deal with tenant and landlord disputes. For more information, please visit www.fhfca.org. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Santinez. Public comments, Mr. Smoot.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the time set aside for the public to address the city council on matters not listed on the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak and wishing to address the city council should come to the podium, be recognized by the mayor, and state your name for the record. If you wish to address the city council on an item, on an agenda item, you may do so by approaching the podium as we review that particular item. You'll be given 3 minutes to address the city council.
So now's your time to address the city council. Just please come forward. In any order is fine.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. I'd like to commend our Public Works Department for their good work and attention to what needs to be done. I live on a street, and they'd been out and leveled out most of our sidewalk, and there was a little area just a couple houses down where there was about a 1.5-inch offset. And when I go walking, I always am afraid, I pay attention, but we have a lot of people walking, older people too, and so I called and reported it. Within just a couple hours, there was a barrier there so people would see it and not trip over it. The neighbor who lives there on that property that it abuts, I went and talked to him, and he was so happy that it was being taken care of. He thanked me, and he asked me to thank Public Works, and it's since been fixed. Now you can walk up and over it without being afraid of tripping. Also, on another occasion, we had planted grass seed in our parkway, and as it came up, people walking their dogs were always doing their business in there, and it was kind of upsetting us because tearing up our grass. And so we put out a little flag, little rope around it, and then I thought, I don't know if I should do that. So I went to Public Works and talked to a couple of the employees there, the nice young lady at the desk, and then one of the people that works there. I found out I couldn't do it, and so we took it down, but they were so nice and so helpful. I was thrilled to be able to deal with such professionals and such helpful, friendly people. So I just want you to know that our Public Works Department really does their job. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything that, Mr. Butts? Are you gonna be as nice as she was?
My name is John Butts. I'm just a resident here. And I see you still got this stupid 3-minute thing on. I've got a couple things here. The sheriff's substation, why don't we close it? It's worthless. Waste of money. I went over to do another report, and all they do is hand me a little sticker there and say, call the Lakewood station or go down there. What good is it? Taxpayers' money being wasted. Because I have 6 police reports as of a little over a year ago, and with the sheriff's department. I haven't heard from them at all. I've had to change my direct deposit money with the Social Security Department and disability with the government 4 times now over a bunch of stuff. And it's all over this homeless nonsense. Nothing's being done with the homeless. I don't know if we're a sanctuary city and letting them get away with it or what. I know the state probably is, and the city should go against the state and claim Bellflower is not a sanctuary city. But I think it's time to clean up some of this homeless. The sheriff isn't doing it. You hired a couple extra ones, you had extra money, nothing happened. The other thing is, I brought up about some golf the last time I was here. Well, my neighbor across the street was wondering what's going on. And I said, well, you need to come down here yourself and talk to him. But basically, what he's saying over there along Foster, that strip that the city owns, is wide enough for whatever they're gonna do, but the only thing they would require is a porta potty. Now for that, to teach kids and keep them off the street, it would be a pretty cheap investment to put something like that there. And all they're trying to do is, all he wants to do is just teach these high school kids on their own time, after school or whatever, and keep them off the street. And I think he told me he called over here and talked to somebody, but never got a call back. So I'd like to see that happen. And I told him today, I forgot about the meeting tonight, that he should come here and I'll come with him and he can introduce a little bit more to you about it. But there's no charge. That's the sad part. He's not looking for a job. He's retired and he's bored. So what the hell more can he ask for? For something that won't hurt nobody. But yeah, I'd like to see us close that substation down. It's 100% worthless. Serves no purpose, never did.
All right, thank you, John. Anybody else like to come forward and give testimony?
Hello, Mayor. Hello,
Welcome.
City Council. I've been here in a while. Real quick, one of the things that is starting to become a nuisance are the skateboarders in the plaza. Now, when they're skateboarding on the stage, not a big deal, but they've been bouncing off the buildings, which is Juhi's property. I've had altercations. I've called public safety. I've called the sheriff. And it's gotten to the point where they're defacing the tree plots, their recreational drug use, they're videotaping for TikTok. So there's a lot of activity going on. And it starts to become a problem when my comedians that come have altercations with them, people passing by. I know the market's annoyed by them as well. But I do my job because I go like this. We can't just let it go. If I let it go, that means it's going to become even worse. So it's become a little bit of like a hooligan kind of pack of wolves over there. And I know a lot of them live here on Belmont. I see where they go, I see where they come. I'm here till 2 in the morning most on the weekends. I see it. So I would just look for maybe something that can have a better patrol on the weekends. I feel like the weekends are the hot spot. And again, one other thing I would like to make a note for is the parking on Adenmore. It would be great to have a tow sign in case after hours people are parking illegally, double parking, which I've been taking photos of. It'd be great to call someone to tow. Because I understand public safety is busy all over Bellflower, and I don't expect them to always be there. But it would be great to have outside third party, so in case if a car's not supposed to be there, we can yank it. But again, I appreciate the efforts that this council has been doing to better the downtown community, and I feel like civilly I have a responsibility as well. And we're always trying to do the best we can. So again,
Is Joel Hockman here? I don't see his.
I think he is out.
All right.
actually, I can say this: Saturday,
All right.
Saturday, the patrol did come by and give everyone a ticket who was parking illegally on Adenmore, and I did speak to them, and I said, I'm happy to see you, and he must have given out 6 tickets.
Great.
And I feel like that kind of a regular, consistent patrol will pay dividends for us, because I just don't like it when people take advantage and they're double parking and people can't get out and they're parking in front of the trash. You can't get there. But everything in due time. And I feel like as we're growing Bellflower downtown, so does the patrols. I just think overall.
But you ought not be intimidated by the skateboarders. And I'm going to have you talk to Joel anytime you'd like, but we'll see about finding out what times the skateboarders are primarily there.
I appreciate that.
We'll work on that for you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? All right. Moving on. We don't have any consider. Yeah, you want to do public comments? You're welcome right now. If it's not on the agenda, you can talk about it.
It's not on the agenda. The thing is, I actually wrote a letter to Ms. Moores, and my computer actually deleted it. And so I actually am not really sure how one actually leaves comments. But it's about the traffic light, possibly that's going to be set up on Lakewood Boulevard and Main Street. Okay.
All right.
Well,
But if you'd like to make your thoughts known to all of us, not just to Ms. Morris, we will certainly listen to see
okay,
what
well,
we can
thank
do
you
to help.
so much. The thing is, that I did write actually a letter, and I don't believe I sent it. It just
Well, this is
disappeared.
even better. We like to see you in person.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Well, my family has been living here since, I think, 1976 in the house they own now, and prior to that, I think it was 1974, and before that it was Cerritos, and before that it was Paramount. But the point is this, is that I grew up, I went to Ramona Elementary. My mom works at Somerset High School for the Bellflower Unified School District. I went to Joseph's. My family went to Bellflower High School. My mom was a caregiver. She took care of all the kids whose mothers actually had to work. And we would never, ever even think about crossing Lakewood Boulevard, ever. But we always actually would walk from our house to Del Drugs, Frank, who was it?
Frank's Five and Dime.
Better
Better Foods.
Yeah, the Foods Market. What is it called again?
But Better Foods was the market, and Frank's Five and Dime was next door to it.
And Del Drugs.
Right, and Del Drugs.
Okay, yeah, that's the time period. That's how long we've lived here.
So what is your asking? What would you like to see
It looks
done?
as if they are actually making a thoroughfare from Main Street out into Lakewood Boulevard.
Right, we're going to provide a place that we can cross and not have to walk all the way down to the corner like you did as a child.
No, the thing is, if we walked all the way down the corner, there's no way in heck that we would ever even think about crossing Lakewood Boulevard. Lakewood Boulevard is a highway. A highway, that was before they even built the 91 freeway. That was just where people would drive into Vernon or drive into Montebello, so they can get to work fast instead of taking the town streets.
So what would you like to see done?
I would just like them to just forget about that project completely. And
But it's already been done.
Then, well.
I mean, it's completed. We're working in the process of it.
I understood that. I never actually take the dog in that direction because I don't want the dog to even think about going towards Lakewood Boulevard. But I think it was the day before yesterday, I actually decided to walk around the block and visit a neighbor without the dog. Neighbor wasn't home, and so I just kept on walking, and I saw that, that I looked, and I saw it still blockaded, but I saw that there was a place where it looked like they were gonna put a street sign but it doesn't matter. I'm telling you that I remember growing up in the area that grown-ups sometimes would cross that street. They would get hit by cars. Our friends, the Kulkhaus, actually owned the saloon on Lakewood Boulevard. And also there was the Sierra restaurant, there was Jack's Kitchen, and we just would drive there. We would never think about walking there. That just meant that you're gonna get hit by a car. I mean, it was just known
Okay, your
that it
time
was
is
just
up.
too dangerous.
You got your 3 minutes to give testimony.
Anyway, that was it. I
All
want
right.
it to stop. I
All
don't want
right.
it to continue. I don't even want I want them to put the planter back.
Okay,
And our family has just lived here forever. And I work for the Parks and Recreation. I was hired by a Dawn.
all right, your time is up, ma'am. We're gonna
Okay,
move
thank
on.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I think there's gonna be a traffic signal on the intersection of Lakewood and Main to make
That's my
it
understanding.
to make it
Mr.
safer.
Gorecki,
Yeah.
our Director of Public Works, Len Gorecki, is gonna answer some of the questions for you.
Yeah, correct. Just to clarify, there is a crosswalk that's gonna be there, but the crosswalk is gonna join a traffic signal that's gonna be there as well. So it's a controlled intersection. The crosswalk will be utilized by people when the lights are red for vehicles on Lakewood Boulevard. So it'll be a traffic signal just like you have at Alondra and also down what we're fixing at Flower Street.
There'll be more opportunities to cross safely.
Safely, and keep in mind, the reason for that grant is because it was traffic safety that was needed on Lakewood Boulevard once the state of California relinquished Lakewood Boulevard to the city, and also following a couple tragic accidents that happened on Lakewood Boulevard down at Cedar, as well as right there near Maine a few years ago. So that was the impetus for us applying for the grant, and now we're building with the grant funds.
Thank you, Mr. Gorecki.
And one more thing, Mr. Mayor, I think if we can have the lady state her name so that the clerk.
Did you put your
Did
name
you
on
sign
the
in?
register there? Yeah,
Okay.
there's a little,
Am I allowed to do a rebuttal or it was just 3
no,
minutes?
you
and I'm
had your
done?
3 minutes, that's all there is.
Okay.
But if you'd like to talk to Mr. Gorecki out in the foyer, he'll give you all the ins and outs on why we're trying to make it safer over there and not,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, anyone else have anything else that, please come forward.
Hello, my name is Gisela. This is my first time being here, so,
Could you write your name on the register,
Yeah.
please?
thank you. I just had a question regarding between Woodruff and Bellflower on Rosecrans. And I think there's a little street called Dunrobin. There's usually a lot of motorcycles, cars that go up and down that street, and it could be like 2, 3 in the morning, and pretty dangerous, even during the day, but I can understand because of traffic, it's just a lot more traffic now. Is there anything that can be done about that? I'm just curious. I know Rosecrans is a long.
That's a busy street.
It's a busy
So
street.
Woodruff and Rosecrans at Dunrobin is the concern,
Yes.
All right.
Luckily, I don't know what was done at the Kmart, which that actually helped out a lot. But we still get a little bit of like traffic in that area, cars, going up and down.
all right. A gentleman here, Joel Hockman, he's standing in the foyer there. He'd probably love to talk to you.
Okay.
And you can tell him what's going on, and he'll patrol it a little heavier.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. And one last question.
Sure.
Regarding like transients, if I see something like that, I think, no, not I think, actually one time, my mother and my father, my dog and myself, we were walking around and a transient became very close to violence towards us. So in that case, I know, first responders is obviously who we call, but what's being done regarding the transient or homeless?
Mr. Hockman explained that whole
Okay.
process as well.
All right, thank you very much.
He does homeless work every day. So he'll tell you what the process is and what we're doing to mitigate that. Anyone else have anything they'd like to testimony on? Seeing none, we'll move on. We didn't have anything in the way of public hearings or consideration items, so that gets us to item 14, consent calendar. And does anybody like to pull an item, or do they need to recuse themselves from any of the items? All right, so Ms. Morris is out on 14E. Anybody else have any conflicts they need to announce? All right, anything that wants to be pulled so we can have a discussion on it?
Move the consent calendar.
All right, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Ray Dutton, supported by Councilmember Sonny Santianez. Please poll the council.
Councilmember Morse?
Aye.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Aye.
Councilmember Santinas?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Dutton?
Aye.
Mayor Coops?
Aye. Council reports. Let's start with you, Sonny. Anything to report?
Thank you, Mayor. I was surfing the internet over the weekend, and I saw an article about the 8 best cities in the country, in the state, to live on Social Security, and Bellflower is number 3.
My.
It's bookingrate.com. Number 1, I think, is Visalia is there, Turlock, but Bellflower, 8 cities.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bookingrate.com. So I'd like to share that with our residents. It's a great testimony in terms of livability of the city of Bellflower. So if you can log on, bookingrates.com.
You look at some obscure websites, don't you?
Well, let me be honest. Why I was doing that? I was looking for the best interest rate for CDs.
I see. Well, Ryan can help you out on
Bankingrates.com. Bankingrates.com. There you go. All right. Bankingrates.com.
that. All right. Mr. Sanchez.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you for your update.
No comments tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Morris, have anything to offer?
No, I did enjoy meeting up with you guys at the Bellflower Little League opening day. That was really, it was
It's a
nice.
big deal, huh?
Yeah, it was neat. Yeah. That's all.
All right, Mr. Dutton.
I don't have anything tonight, Mayor.
All right. Well, we had a great couple weeks in Bellflower. The rains have subsided. I guess they're going to come back again a little later in the week, but we seem to have got through the worst of it. Public safety has been working hard to make sure all the drains are open and the trees stay upright. And we've been pretty fortunate on how heavy the rains have been. But I want to thank you all for attending tonight. And we'll be back again on Monday, March 11, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.